Good morning, everyone. It's John. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. I'm with you today after quite the weekend that we have put up with regard to what our government is pulling on us as citizens of the United States. The border is still wide open, and we've had some really nifty junk pulled on us this weekend, right up until yesterday. If you saw the supplement that I put out, the second report yesterday, it clearly explained to you what Biden is doing with regard to women's sports and men in women's locker rooms. And it wasn't a happy situation all weekend long with the nonsense with all this money that is probably going to end up going into the hands of foreign countries rather than taking care of the people here that need assistance right now with regard, starting in Hawaii, now Alaska, and then these border states that have been overrun. Their social programs are taxed to the end, and we have no hope in the near future of seeing the border closed down. They refuse to do it. The Mayorkas impeachment went by the wayside because the Democrats didn't bother to show up for the trial and said that it was dismissed. So Mayorkas still runs loose and fast with the border situation. And that said, all the major cities in this country, the police departments are pretty much helpless with what they need to do to corral the nonsense that's going on in this country with the smash and grabs, number one. And number two, now they just brazenly walk into the store, load up a bag, and walk out with no consequences. And if and when they do something and get caught at it, the courts put them right back in the streets so they can go out and do more robberies or end up murdering somebody, such as the Laken Riley incident. So here we go, another week with surprise after surprise with these hearings, and nothing ever comes of this stuff. It just continues to go by the wayside. We waste money having hearings trying to impeach somebody, and then it just gets dropped. The Hunter Biden story, the Biden impeachment, no words on it. Just goes by the wayside all the time. The media continues to carry the banner for the Democratic Party and continues to lie to us, the consumers that have to pay through the nose for our foodstuffs and dry goods. Anything you look at, including real estate, has gone through the roof. Paying $6 and $7 for a box of cereal, I never thought I'd see the day. Not that the cereal is any good for you because it's all genetically modified junk that they're giving you right now, which leads me to talk a little bit about being prepared with good food and make sure you have a water supply, because we have let too many people unvetted into this country, some with bad intent, and there are threats coming from the FBI right now is warning of an imminent threat to us with regard to cyber attacks or some sort of an attack that we need to be ever vigilant around our person at all times right now. There are very few parts of this country that have not been touched by this immigration problem. The larger cities being the worst, and probably will be the place that they try to hit, because they think in terms of taking over and killing the most people at one time. Remember that. Other than that, today's news will bring us probably some more of this nonsense out of our halls of Congress and the Senate and whatever else Joe Biden decides to write another executive order, which he loves to do since he's been president. Every executive order he has put into place has hurt this country. Wake up and realize that. And if there's people out there listening to this broadcast that intend on voting for him in November, wow, boy, do you need to wake up. Of course, if you're on the other end of the dole where you're getting credit cards and free cell phones and things of that nature, I'm sure you don't want to not vote for that. But that's what he is doing. He's buying votes. And now with this men and women sport thing, it's just a opportunity to buy some more of what he refers to as the young vote. Because he believes that the Generation X that's out there will follow suit with all of the other people that are into different types of life and behaviors. Well, that's not so true anymore. And when you talk to some of these Generation X young people, they will tell you that they're not very happy with the way things are going in their country and their futures, the way it looks as planned. So listen to some of these Gen Xers, because they're bright young people and they're the future of this country. All us old folks, they can make fun of us and call us preppers and this, that, and the other thing. But we know, we've seen it, and we have to be ready. And they are catching on to that train as well. And they're preparing for the worst and then hoping for the best. And that's all we can really do. So it's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee. And I think I'm going to go for a walk in the woods and find a nice solitude place to say a few prayers that this country will be saved and that someone will step forward with the abilities needed to fix some of the problems that we face or have created for ourselves. And hopefully we have to have faith in the Lord to help. So if you get a chance today, find a nice quiet place and reflect and talk to God, because that's our only hope right now. That's short of Michael the Archangel showing up again, and I don't know if that will happen. But we have Gotham in full swing in all of our major cities, which happen to be blue cities, just mentioning that. Not that the red side that sits in the seats of power right now are much better, because they just go along with the program as written, because they don't want to upset the apple cart or lose their seat on the gravy train. And this is what has to stop. And this is why we need term limits on these politicians and put an end to the career politician that lives on the tit of the government for its entire life. So let's look at that when we are confronted with someone asking you for a vote in November. Ask them again, what is your plan to fix this, and this? And if they don't have answers, don't give them the vote. And certainly don't fund them. It's very expensive to buy into these seats. And the reason that it's expensive to get elected, either as president, senator, or congressperson anymore, is that it is that expensive to run for those offices. And once they have that kind of expenditure, they don't want to leave. So we need term limits. And I'm not sure what they should be. Maybe 2 terms, maybe 1 term. I think that no one can fix anything in 1 term, so I lean more toward a 2-term term limit. And it should be based on performance. Not just sit there doing nothing or arguing to a point and then never getting to it, like these hearings that are going on right now. I watched a little yesterday, and someone was interviewing Bobulinski one more time and said, okay, if this is true and you think that we have the evidence, I'm going to make a motion that we go for impeachment right now. And every one of those people sitting in that room, when the camera panned out, not one hand went up. No one seconded the motion. Why? So they can continue to waste money and time trying to act like they're going to impeach somebody which they full well know that they don't want to. This is just another ruse. It's another vignette for them to appear and get on camera and spout things that they think you want to hear and then never act on them. But they can act real fast when it comes to spending our hard-earned money that we pay in taxes. Once again, it's a negative day. And my sign is turned around to negative, but I hate it. And I'm going to get out today, and I'm going to breathe fresh air, sunshine, and I'm going to find a spot in the woods to sit and pray that these things come to pass and we get this country back under control. All while the opponents that Joe has, he has locked up and locked down and not provided protection. And it was most evident the other day with the opening remarks at his trial when it turns out that it's Merrick Garland's third in command that did the opening statements. That just smacks of his involvement in this phony trial that they're carrying on in New York. And it's a shame that that's the only way he can defeat an opponent, is to keep them off the campaign trail so he can sit in his basement and show up 3 or 4 times in Pennsylvania. And he calls that campaigning. And then when he does have a campaign speech, it's full of made-up BS. Well, that's enough of that. So I wish you all a great Taco Tuesday. Hope you all enjoy the weather. Get out, breathe deep, and please stay calm. Do not panic, and don't worry yourself to death, because it won't change anything that's going to happen. So keep the faith and stay calm and enjoy the day out. And hopefully we all will get through this and get our country back as it once was. God bless you all. We love you here at the Kaiser Report. And please don't forget to give us a like and share this with your friends. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. God bless you. Bye-bye now.